It don't matter the time of the day, gotta get to it. I run around with them dogs calling pit bulls. You play the game by the rules, I don't need rules. Treat the hoe like glass, they beg and I see through them. Getting straight to it, I already been doing it. I went across the bridge for that steak, I blew through it. Next day shipping that had the chaser do it. You live by the code, you go show how the chasers do it. She see the money, she wanna fuck with each other. Sorry, little baby, gotta pop that bubble. She come around, she don't know what I mean. Gotta read 20 lines, gotta back.
But yeah, we finna watch this shit right here, man. We finna talk, finna watch. We finna watch rappers going back to the hood for no fucking reason, bro. I ain't gonna lie. It's like you can always help certain motherfuckers in the hood, but you can't help everybody, bro. Cause some people might be envy of you or have some secret type of animosity against you, man. You can't always. You gotta help the people that was there around the time you was building your way up. Everybody knew they won't understand how it was before you made a change for your life. But with some motherfuckers, they won't have that type of mindset. They just gonna stay in the hood, move out just to keep going back and forth, man. Just trying to put this shit in motherfuckers' faces. Don't even care about this shit. And then that's where all the bad energy come into play. So we finna watch this shit. I'm gonna put my earphones on first anyway. I'm gonna put my earphones on first anyway. Get this shit understood. ASAP. And then also, y'all, I will be doing a giveaway. But hitting my goal on Twitch, I had hit 100 followers, bro. 100 followers. I know they don't seem a lot to y'all, but that's big for me. Because it only took me, I've been streaming for a year, bro. And really, I didn't know where to start from. And just seeing that, just having 100 people really want to sit and have me at it, see my content every day, that's good. This bring a good vibe to me. So, like, I wanted to show my appreciation to it. So, I will be doing a giveaway. So, really, I will be putting my socials in the description in the bottom, my Instagram and my Twitch. And then y'all can either just support me through Twitch, or y'all can support me through Twitch and follow my socials, and then let me know what's your names. And then you guys can also get tickets, like a raffle ticket. And then I will be ending the giveaway October 31st. And then I'll be choosing like at least either 4 people or 2 people. Cause I'll try to do like 2 gift cards. And I'll try to give like 1 or 2 subs, motherfuckers. I might do that. So yeah, you just gotta. The people that's already following me, they just gotta pull a ticket. They just gotta pull a ticket, and I'll see it, and I just pick from those, or follow my socials and just stay in tune with me. And then whatever name I see, I can just do it like that. Like I'll choose 2 people from raffle, and I just choose 2 people that I always see in the chat. I just do it like that. But overall, finna just watch the video. We finna see what this shit talking about.
Matter. But he is also the latest edition of a guy that went on No Jumper and went to jail right after he left. Why did he go on No Jumper? Who knows? Maybe he still thinks it's 2016. Anyway, the guy with no shirt on is Grove Hero, a comedian from Memphis that was just trying to run his business in Chicago and make some money, but then he met up with these 2 guys, who, like most people in the streets from Chicago, would tell you, oh, you good over here with me, ain't nobody gonna touch you. Well, you see this guy and the one behind him? Yeah, the interview ends right after they appear because somebody started shooting. This guy, whose name is Breezy, is not supposed to be in this area. Anybody in Chicago can go to this area and be okay, but Breezy has been involved in a feud with the guys from this neighborhood for over a decade, and yet he still came over here like these Chicago streets are just a figment of his imagination. Like the stuff you see on the news is just make-believe. This guy, you don't know him? No problem. He's a rapper from Memphis who feels comfortable coming to Chicago. And that's fine. Millions of tourists visit Chicago every year. But being a rapper, this guy goes to the hood to try to fit in. And guess what? He got his car stolen. But why would they do that? Well, you pull up somewhere where 15-year-olds are playing with guns and ready to crash out, and all they know you for is the fact that you rap and flash money. What you think they gonna do? Invite you to grandma's house for some cookies? These two guys had similar but very different situations. But the one thing they have in common is that they are both too old and have way too much money to be in the hood trying to fit in. A lot of rappers get it confused. Just because people in the hood listen to your music doesn't mean y'all can be friends. Much like an obsessed Taylor Swift fan that stalks her from city to city, there's always an ulterior motive. For some reason, these guys don't want to connect with the people that made it out the hood. They just want to be accepted by the teenagers in the hood who still live at mom's house. Look at Young Thug. The man lived on the most suburban block I've ever seen in the state of Georgia.
Might say the most
and he
suburban
still
block.
want to drop diss tracks accusing people of snitching, even though he himself said way too much whenever the police start asking him questions.
They said Roscoe, but I ain't finna.
And let's just make something clear. All these rappers pretend that they would never snitch. Oh, bro, that's breaking the code. Until the police sit them down and ask one question. It's just that back then, the guys at the top told the foot soldiers, hey man, y'all can't do this. You got to stick to the code. Just so that you wouldn't get in their way while they do exactly what they just told you not to do. If we believe influencers are fake and only say things because they get paid for it, why would rappers be any different? Young Thug dropped a song called Insure My Wrist, where he literally says he has insurance on his jewelry. Smart move, right? That's what smart people do. What does insurance on your jewelry mean? Well, that means that if somebody steals it, you have to make a police report.
Like about $800,000 to $1 million worth of jewelry.
800 to $1 million.
It's all insured.
And kids, don't believe the rumor that anything happens to snitches when they go to jail, because 99% of them get out and don't get touched. And in most prisons, the snitches are...
So they saying guy right here killed, this guy killed the guy on the right best friend. This guy killed a bystander trying to avenge his friend. But this the nigga that killed his friend. Hold on. So he killed the wrong nigga. Hold on, let me move the camera. Let me move my webcam so y'all can see. Oh look. So this nigga right here is the killer. This nigga right here. But this nigga in jail for killing the wrong nigga or his friend. Hold on.
Hanging with the killers. You know why? Because most of the killers are snitches. If so-and-so killed 3 people but he got out of jail early because he cooperated with the prosecution, are you gonna walk up to him and call him a snitch? He killed 3 people. I'm not saying nothing to him. Sammy the Bull confessed to being involved in 19 murders. This man is a real-life serial murderer, and his testimony got John Gotti and Frankie Loke life in prison.
Damn.
EVE Online on Mac.
He like he got 12 murders and he snitched on his partner. Like.
Sammy the Bull Gravano now joins the ranks of those who have broken the cardinal rule of the mafia, omerta, the code of silence. And what makes his betrayal all the more shocking is the fact that he was John Gotti's best friend.
Damn. But are you gonna play with Sammy the Bull? I know he became a Christian, but this man will still step on you in broad daylight. I just had to make that clear because ultimately this video is about how misleading these rappers are to the kids. Not all rappers, of course, because the biggest rappers that sell the most albums don't portray this image. People like J. Cole and Travis Scott, these are $100 million rappers, and they don't have to do this. And you would think it would show the other guys, but nah. We got a 30-year-old man calling himself Lil Baby, which you know I'm gonna never give him a break on this channel. It's nothing personal, but if you getting hugged like this, you gotta stop pretending to be a gangster. Gunna, now I respect Gunna. He ain't killed nobody or play like he was a gang boss in Atlanta, so he don't have to do life just to say he kept it real. Y'all can keep that, because if he were to get sentenced to life right now, some rapper in his circle will be trying to link up with every girl Gunna was messing with while he was free. These guys are not friends. I mean, once again, a guy shot up a tour bus for Young Thug, and when the police sat Thug down, that homie was the first name he threw out. See, and this is why we need to normalize being a civilian. You acting like a gangster, but you wear dresses. Woody told on you, but Woody a killer, so you're not gonna do anything to him. And this is why I say that no snitching is a myth. That whole movement was invented by older gang members back in the day that wanted the young guys to take all the charges and jail time for them. It wasn't about no code, and somebody as old as these niggas should know that. And this was just the reality. Finesse 2 Times is 33 years old. The guys that allegedly stole his car don't even look 21. What were you doing around these kids, bro? Breezy, you 34. Why are you on the block that's been shooting at you since 2011? Half of your entire hood is dead, bro. You was with Drake, dumbass. You're not supposed to be nowhere around here without armed security. And by the way, Finesse 2 times, I don't respect this dude. He dropped a whole song trying to justify why you should just pray to the devil. Like, alright, bro, the devil was one of these little guys in Chicago with more bullets in his clip than years he's been on this planet. This is why you get what you get, no matter what you believe. You might as well just went to a psychic and asked what was gonna happen if you pulled up to the hood in a custom Hellcat, a grown dummy. This is why I'm glad that the kids nowadays care more about watching the IRL streamer than some of these guys, cause y'all lost. And before I move on, let me give you an example of what I'm not talking about. And I'm gonna use 2 guys from California on this example. Money Sign Suede, rest in peace, and EBK J-Bo. Suede was the son of some hard-working Mexican immigrants that fell into the LA streets at a young age, as he was only 22 when he died. And J-Bo is part of a very notorious group of guys from Stockton, California. And even though they both achieved notoriety in music to some point, I can't say that they were just coming back from $1 million homes to the hood, because neither of them fully made it out. Suede ended up being murdered in prison, and it wasn't about no snitching. He was just in the streets, and nobody knows for sure why he died, but of course there were rumors that it had something to do with money. And of course, Suede didn't even really have a chance to make it out the hood and go back, because there was only a 1-year gap between him finally making enough money to leave the hood and him going to prison where he would die. J-Bo is definitely on his way to living in a $1 million house, but this man being Stockton, California. I don't know if any of you guys ever been to Stockton, but unless you live there, you're probably not just gonna visit to see the homies. So I'm not convinced that he made it out the hood yet. Point being, these guys might be rappers known for being in the streets, but they aren't men in their 30s still trying to pretend they're something that they not. These are actually just young guys that was misled from a young age. Cause once you get past a certain age, you don't have an excuse anymore. You gotta grow up. Moving on though, I salute the guys from Chicago like Von off 1700 and Bloodhound Q50, because even though they're both known for rapping about street activity in the city, you're more likely to see them live streaming or playing GTA than them standing around on the block around a bunch of guys that can't even buy a car. I don't salute them rapping about what they rap about and hyping up the kids, but I do salute the fact that they seem smarter than these old ass rappers. Once again, every time I see Lil Baby around the streamer, it always ends up with him doing something dirty like stealing or trying to scam. Like, bro, I'm not hanging around no grown ass man that call himself a Lil Baby. You older than me, bro. And if you getting hugged like this and still trying to play gangster, I'm not hanging around you anyway. You got guys like Kai Cenat that's gonna earn more in a year than most of these rappers can in a decade. And he ain't gotta go stand on the block in the Bronx and get shot at and look stupid. That's why the title of this video is rappers going back to the hood for no reason. Y'all not building schools, bro. Y'all not building housing, fixing up abandoned buildings. Y'all standing around with a group of guys that was born after 2005. Like, come on, man. Hanging around Michael Rubin might have been the most mature move that a lot of you guys even made. Because Lil Durk, $1 million rapper, Grammy winner, why is you still hanging in Inglewood? That's why you in jail, bro. And well, none of your homies real enough to tell you that. But then again, your ass in your 30s. Should nobody had to tell you that. I don't even stand around where I'm from right now. And I'm not in no $1 million property, bro. I'm just not a little ass kid no more. But these labels, man, put money behind the most embarrassing people, bro. And it look cool to teenagers. And that's cool. That's what music is about. But when you in your 30s, you gotta understand that you never gonna be able to relate to these kids, bro. You just something they play in the background. But I just had to make this video.
Just something you play in the background.
Car stolen and a bunch of other things. Cause y'all the reason that old white people that live in rural towns think that this is what black people are like, bro. Cause none of you niggas go hang around the black lawyers and judges. Y'all going around kids, bro. Need to be on the watch list. But that's all I got, man. I'll see you next time.
So yeah, once you get to that certain age, bro, you supposed to already know, man. If you know you trying to change how you moving, how you trying to have your life, man, they should understand. You should have people around you to understand that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, man, that's crazy right there. That's crazy.